So I just watched a brand new Scream 6. Now, I'm actually a big fan of the first and fifth Scream movie. I'm not like the biggest in between between the second and the fourth one. Those movies, while I don't hate them, I think they're mediocre at best. But the first and fifth one are solid. And this one, sixth, I'll say it's the third best film in the franchise. Now, of course, all film is subjective, so just keep that in mind. But let me get on with this non-spoiler review. Of course, there will be no spoilers whatsoever, so please keep that in mind. If you're looking forward to this film in the weekend, maybe stay away from the comments. I'm not sure if someone will spoil it in the comments. Just going to keep that in mind. But yeah, I love Scream 5. Scream 5 was great. Scream 5 felt to me like the Halloween 2018 of the Scream franchise. And you're noticing there's like a little trend with the horror films or the horror franchises where the first film's really amazing, and then for years there's a bunch of mediocre or below average films, and then all of a sudden when they go with this new reboot, they actually make a pretty good movie, and then after that they try to continue a trend of making sequels. And one of my fears is, of course, I just referenced Halloween. One of my fears was Scream 6 was going to be the Halloween Kills of this Scream franchise. And it's safe to say it's not. Now, I thought Halloween Kills was mediocre. While I thought it was a ruthless, brutal film, I just thought that overall it was a almost unnecessary film to me. Same thing with Halloween Ends, although I think the ending of Halloween Ends was done really well. But for the most part, the Scream movie did not do that. Now, let me just say, if you're a Scream fan, you're going to enjoy this film. This movie has a lot of references to all the previous Scream films. I genuinely think if you're someone who loves Scream, you're going to love this movie. But let me talk about the two major things this movie did that makes it stand out from the other Scream movies. Number one, it is incredibly unique. It is different. It is unique. Even the beginning of this film, which I won't get into, but I'll let you guys figure that out once you watch the movie. But the beginning of this film is so different. If you watch the Scream movies, you'll know that every Scream movie starts with this brutal kill that sets the tone for all the other films. Like in Scream 5, you had that scene where Ghostface was basically just messing with Jenna Ortega's character. And then she was alive, except she was so brutally injured that it really set the tone for that Ghostface. In this film, they do something a little different. It's hard to explain how different it is because then I'd have to get into spoiler territory. But just take my word of mouth. It is so different that it sets the tone not just for a great film, but it sets the tone for a unique film in the franchise. It is so unique. And one of the major things that is unique from it is they're no longer in Woodsboro. I've said this for a while. I don't know why it took them 6 films to finally do this, but Ghostface needs to get out of Woodsboro, expand, and they went to probably one of the best places to film, New York City. You have cool scenes in the subway, in the streets of New York, but what makes it so different from the other Ghostfaces is usually in a Scream film, you're gonna have Ghostface sneak up on somebody and maybe wait for individuals to be all alone in an empty room, right? Usually it's in the night, but in this film, Ghostface does not care one bit. Ghostface, instead, doesn't matter whether it's broad daylight, whether there's people in the public, he's going to murder you, and you ain't got nothing on him. You ain't got nothing on him, man. You can't you can't hide anymore. You can't use other people around you as an excuse. It can't be sunny anymore. Ghostface is going to get you and kill you in this film. And that's something cool. There's a lot of scary moments in this film. There's a lot of suspenseful moments. There's a lot of cool kills, a lot of cool stabbings. I think there's a lot of unique ways of things they've done it. And I'll say this right now. Maybe it's recency bias. Maybe it's because I left the theater not long ago. But I'll say this right now. I genuinely think this is the scariest Ghostface has been so far. I say that straight up. I genuinely think this is the scariest we've seen Ghostface. But yeah, the reveal was also pretty good. I'm not going to say who it is. Obviously, that's the literally last thing you want to be told before a Scream film. right? It's not, that's the coolest thing about these Scream films. It's something that this franchise has over other franchises, except maybe like Knives Out, where they're in a position where you can have Ghostface, but you can play a game of someone you've seen is under that mask, but you don't know it. And I think that's something unique that the Scream films are able to accomplish. But no, it was the cool kills. The New York vibe was cool. Everything was great. The chemistry amongst the characters is much better in this film than the last film, although I still think Scream 5 is better than Scream 6. But yeah, the chemistry. I like that they have a new bond over having shared a near-death experience. They lost some of their friends, so they're much closer. The two Hispanic girls, I can't remember what the older sister is, but Jenna Ortega, she was great. The older Hispanic girl, she was great. All the other cast was great. Everyone was great, and what they did. But now I gotta get into my negatives. Now, my first negative, and I know I gotta get this out of the way. Unfortunately, this movie does not have Sidney Prescott, and I think she is a staple of the Scream franchise. Besides Ghostface, she is the most important pinnacle part of the franchise, and it's unfortunate they didn't have her in because of contract negotiations. That is unfortunate. Whatever they offered her must have been embarrassing. I don't know how you do that for such a legacy actress like her, at least in this franchise. But I'll say this right now. I know it sounds like I'm about to criticize it, but I'm not. I think this movie should have not had the legacy characters. Now, the only one you get is Courtney Cox. I'm glad that the actress of Sydney, sorry if I don't remember her name, but Sydney's actress, her character, would not have fit this film. And I think that is exemplified when you see Courtney Cox in the film. I love Courtney Cox. She's a great actress, but it almost felt like she was just there because she's a legacy character. Like in Scream 5, they did it in a really well way where it matched, especially because they're in Woodsboro. But now that they're in New York, and especially the type of story they're telling, it just felt like Courtney was just there because, hey guys, you guys know this character, let's bring her here, put her in the poster so that way y'all can be like, hey, Scream fans, come watch our film, man. And so I'm glad that they didn't actually get Sydney back. I'm glad they didn't do that. But I do feel bad that she didn't get to be in this film. But I'm glad she wasn't, because she would not have fit this film. That's another major criticism. While I love the Scream's meta-ness, of course that's the thing that makes Scream stand out from the other horror franchises. 70% of the meta-ness was done really well. But 30% of it was just done so dumb that it took me out of the movie for a bit. And what I mean by that is there's just moments and things they do in this film that are dumb. And part of that is because of the meta type of film they're making, right? And that is the unfortunate thing about Scream 6. The whole meta-ness. That is a major criticism. And of course, the biggest criticism I have is there's a lot of dumb moments that happen in this film. Scream 5 had like one dumb moment, and that was killing somebody in broad daylight, especially someone in the police department. That was a little stupid. That was like, how the fuck does that even happen? But it happens. Excuse my language, by the way. But, I mean, there's some dumb moments. While the reveal was good and I liked it, it wasn't like a top tier reveal. I'll say Scream 5's reveal is still, to me, by far the best reveal in the franchise. Besides the original, of course. But this whole Scream 6 reveal was done well, but it just wasn't like this. It didn't stand out all that much, but the whole Ghostface aspect, everything that went around that reveal was pretty cool. Just that the reveal itself wasn't like, oh my god. It was just kind of like, okay. But yeah, I mean, the length, the runtime is like 2 hours and 2 minutes, I think. You don't feel it. It's fun. It's energetic. If you're a Scream fan, you're going to love it. But overall, I think it was a pretty good film. I think in a thumbs up, thumbs down world, I know I say that a lot, I give it a major thumbs up. It's a win. It's a win. And I think I haven't seen any horror movies this year, but I did watch Megan 2 days ago. And I gotta say, I think this movie is the best horror film I've seen so far of 2023. Of course, we're only in the beginning of the year, so maybe that will change my mind. Now, is this going to be a top 10 film of the year? Nah, Scream 5 to me, honestly, Scream 5 almost cracked it. Like I literally, when I watched the film, I genuinely thought it was gonna be in my top 10. It didn't. There was a lot of great films, but Scream 6 right now, from the top of my head, I don't think it'll be. It's a good movie, just I don't think it's as good as Scream 5. One of my worries is that this will start a trend of weaker films because this movie is obviously going to get a sequel. But I don't know. Well, that's wait and see and find out. Who do I recommend this film to? I recommend it to Scream fans, horror fans, and anyone who wants to see a cool slasher, especially if you like New York slashers like Jason Goes to Manhattan or something like that. Who do I not recommend it to? Anyone who doesn't like the things I just said. If you don't like this kind of stuff, then you're probably not going to like Scream. If you're not a fan of the previous Scream movies, this movie will not change your mind. It's essentially keeping that trend going. But anyways, that's it for my review. Thank you guys for watching this review. Thank you for sticking around. I love all of you guys. Yes, you. Especially you. Yeah, I know you. Your name's probably like fucking David, isn't it? White boy name, man. I'm just kidding. But anyways, thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Ciao.
Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it? That thing you do. Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Cinderella, yeah. I think I'll find your glass slipper, baby.